Hi everyone, welcome to class. I'm Kate. I'm an English teacher here on Verbling, and today's class is for beginners. And we'll be reading a news article, looking at some vocabulary and expressions that might be new for you. And then we'll end the class with some discussion. So for those of you who are new to Verbling, Verbling is a language learning platform um, that has classes available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with native teachers from around the world. So wherever you are, you can take a class that suits your need. Okay, so let's see. Julia, hi.
Hello, Caitlin?
Caitlin, or just Kate.
Caitlin.
Kate, if it's easier.
Kate.
Kate, like this. Just like that, Kate. Okay, so Julia, where are you calling from?
I am from Colombia.
From Colombia. Okay.
Yes.
Well, very nice to have you here.
And you?
I'm from the United States.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice to meet you. And Erza, hi.
Hi, teacher.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good. It's nice to have you back here.
Yeah.
Okay. And remind me again where you're calling from? From Spain, right?
Mexico.
From Mexico. From Mexico. Mm-hmm. Okay. Very cool. Okay. So, Julia and Erza, do you like to read the news?
The news? Yes.
You do? Mm-hmm. Do you read the newspaper every day?
Every day. I try.
Okay. And do you like to watch the news?
Yes, I like.
Also. Okay, good. What about you, Julia?
I am Julia.
Sorry. What about you? Sorry, for some reason I thought that was Erza speaking. What about you, Erza?
I like to read the news, but Spanish.
In Spanish.
In Spanish, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like see the news in the TV or something that.
Okay, so you prefer to read the news rather than watch the news?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, good. Let's see. Amari, welcome back. Hi.
Thank you, teacher. Hi.
Hi. And Obaid, welcome back to you as well.
Hello,
nice
teacher. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Great. And hi, Oscar.
Hi. Hi, teacher.
How are you, Oscar?
I'm fine, teacher.
Great.
You?
Doing very well. Oscar, where are you calling from?
I come from Colombia.
From Colombia as well. Okay, very cool.
Yes.
And let's see, who just joined us here? Juan?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Great. Juan, where are you from?
Colombia, Cartagena.
From Colombia. Okay, so we have 3 people in this class from Colombia.
Except
Very
me.
nice. Sorry?
Yeah, except me.
Except for you.
Yeah.
No, a few, I think half the class so far is from Colombia.
What do you think? Where are you from?
I am from the United States.
No. What you think?
Where do I think you're from?
Yes.
Honestly, I don't know. Tell me.
Middle East, Saudi Arabia.
In the Middle East,
Yeah.
In which country specifically?
Saudi Arabia.
From Saudi Arabia. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, well, great to have you here. Okay. All right, so I was just asking Erza and Julia if they like to read the news. Obviously, I mean in your own language. So do you like, for the rest of you, do you like to read the news and learn about current events? Do you like to read the news? And do you read it every day?
Who?
You said no.
Teacher.
Oh, sorry, no, just in general. A question for the class.
Okay. I prefer reading the news, not cited, about the world, about my country, because I
Okay, you mean nonpartisan. So when it's neutral.
non-partisan,
It's like,
non-partisan.
it means that it's neutral. It doesn't favor one side or the other.
Ah, okay, I got it.
Yeah, okay, good.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. You like to read the news. Okay, good. And the rest of you?
Yeah, me?
Yes, what
Obed?
about you, Obed?
Yeah, I just read in headline
Mm-hmm.
and the title of important news. Just
Okay, so you like to scan the
yeah,
headlines.
yeah, scan by eyes.
Mm-hmm. So you
Yes.
sort of know what's going on. Yeah, okay, good. All right, so today we're going to be reading an article. And before we read the article, I'll give you the title, the headline. The headline is Japanese show robot news readers. Ooh, I don't know why it's spaced like that, but Japanese show robot news readers. Does anyone have an idea of what this article might be about?
I I saw some news for Japanese for robots,
Okay.
and it's a little. When I saw that, I don't know. I feeling little bad
You felt
because yeah, in this moment I feel like a little afraid.
afraid.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, because I don't know. I think so. In the future, uh, these robots um, can help, but for bad people is wrong. No.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So you've read something about this. So you kind of know what the article will be about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. And the rest of you?
I agree with Yersa, but I think it's a good idea too because the robot can do a lot of things in your house or something like that.
Okay. So they can be very useful. Okay. All right. So for the rest of you, if you don't know what these two are talking about, that's why we have the article. So I'm going to send you a link. It's in the Verbling chat box. Okay, so can everyone open this link? It's in the Verbling box. Okay, so you have on the left column the article that we'll be reading. And this website, just to give you an idea of what this is, if you look at the URL, right, the name of the website, it's called Breaking News English. And it's a website where they take news articles and they simplify the language a little bit so that the articles are more appropriate for English learners. Right? And so if you look right below the article, it says sources, New York Daily News and the Daily Mail. Right? So these are taken, this article is taken from actual newspapers, but they just make the language a little bit more accessible. Okay, so if you want to do some extra reading, I would recommend you explore this website on your in your free time. Okay, so we're going to read the article twice to make sure that we understand it well. And the first time, I want you all to take turns reading out loud. And I'll give you, and you can, in this way, if you have questions about pronunciation, you can ask me. And if I hear any problems, I'll give you some feedback on your speaking. Okay, so we'll have everyone read, about 2 or 3 sentences of the article. So, Amari, do you mind starting?
Yes, teacher. What part
Great.
I needed to read?
So, just starting from Japanese scientists, the first line.
Okay, and the finish where?
Just read 3 sentences.
Okay, Japanese scientists have created the world's first new reading robots. More?
Mm-hmm.
They really look and they act like human beings. The Android Newcaster even sounded human and had a sense of humor. The
Okay.
scientists showed. Okay.
Okay, good. Perfect. Thank you. So, news reading and newscaster, right? If those are probably some new vocabulary words, and it's pronounced news reading and newscaster. Okay, very good. Erza, can you continue, please?
Yes, but teacher, what is newscaster?
A newscaster is the person who, it's also known as a news anchor, and it's the person who sits at the desk on the news program and basically tells everyone what today's news is.
Okay, I got
Okay,
it.
good.
Okay. The scientists showed 2 robots to report in Tokyo. One of them is called Kodomori. This word joins the Japanese for child, Kodomo, with the English word android. The other robot is called Otonoroid. I don't know what the word.
I don't know how to say that either, don't worry.
Yeah, the combination of Japanese word for adult with android.
Okay, good, thank you. Perfect. So, one thing I noticed, reporters.
Reporters. Thank
Good.
you.
No problem. And so reporters are essentially they're journalists, right? Anyone who is telling the news.
Mhm.
Okay. Juan, can you continue?
Okay. The first piece of news read by the robots were an imaginary Equator and Tokyo and arrived by the FBI. The robot's creator is a leading robotics professor, Hiroshi Ishiguro.
Good.
He did not say when robots would read the news for real.
Okay, great. So, an imaginary earthquake and a leading robotics professor. Okay, great.
Okay.
Good. All right, Julia, can you continue, please?
Robots are big business in Japan. Many companies spend a lot of money on research and development to make robots better and better. The Japanese have a very positive image of the robots. They think they are both beautiful and cute.
Helpful and cute.
Hopeful and cute, yes.
Helpful and cute. Good. Okay, read one more.
In the West, people think of them as a little scary.
Good. Great. So kind of like what Erza was saying. People think of them as a little scary. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And Oscar, can you finish the text, please? You have a long part to read. Oscar, can you hear me? Okay, I don't think.
Yes.
Okay, great. Can you
Yeah.
continue?
I don't know. They worry that robots will take over the world one day and control USA.
Control
Professor, control use, yes,
us, not the USA, us. The
us,
pronoun.
and control us.
Good.
Professor Ishiguro told reporters that robots are very important. He said, he said, we'll have more and more robots in our lives in the future. He added that robots are not so expensive and so are increasingly, I don't know,
Increasingly.
increasingly becoming a part of everyday life in Japan. Robots are now becoming affordable, no different from owning a laptop, he said.
Excellent. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so we've heard the article once, and I'm hoping that there are some words that you didn't know before in the article, right? Some words and expressions that are unfamiliar. So what I want you to do now is go back and read the article by yourself and make a note of any words or expressions that you don't know or that you don't understand. So words, expressions, sentences, anything that you found confusing. Okay, so I'll give you like 5 minutes to go back and read the article again, and then we can discuss the questions that you have. Okay, so go ahead and start reading.
Okay.
Okay, so are people still reading, or are you finished?
I finish.
You finished?
I finished, teacher.
Okay.
Is teacher, what is rate and affordable?
Okay, good. All right, so great. So a raid. So for those of you who don't know, this is in the let's see how to describe this. So it's in the first paragraph, 3 sentences from the bottom, and it says the first pieces of news read by the robots were on an imaginary earthquake in Tokyo and a raid by the FBI. So a raid is essentially when the police or another government agency comes into someone's home or place of residence and sort of takes them because they've done something wrong. So they come in and so they sort of break into your house, right? The police push the door open and they run in and check because they suspect that you've done something wrong. That's a police raid.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, good. And affordable. So a very good question. So this was in
The last.
the last sentence. Yeah. Robots are now becoming affordable. Okay, so affordable comes from the verb to afford. Something we use a lot in English. Affordable means that you have enough money to pay for it. Something that's affordable is something that's inexpensive.
Accessible.
Yeah, accessible or not expensive.
Okay.
Good. And so if we use
It's
the verb,
about, sorry, it's about money.
it's about money. Yeah.
Okay.
Something that's not expensive. So robots are becoming affordable means that they're becoming things that the average consumer is able to purchase, is able to buy, right? Because they're not really, really, really expensive anymore. Okay, and so that comes from the verb to afford, and in English we often say, or if you don't have the money to buy something, you say, I can't afford it. I can't afford that dress. Or I can't afford to buy a new car right now. Right? It's very common. Okay, good. All right. Other questions?
No, only 2 words.
Only those 2 words, okay? And the rest of you? Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few things that I thought might be difficult, just so we can review and make sure that all of the expressions and words from the article are clear. Okay, so let's see. An android? What is an android?
Is
I'm sorry.
a
Assisting
software?
of my mobile phone.
Okay, yeah, so besides being a type of mobile phone, what is an android?
Software?
It's okay, so it's more than software, it means like a robot, essentially.
Like a
It's a
robot.
synonym. Yeah, good. Okay. A sense of humor, people know what that means, right?
Yes.
Okay, a sense of humor, good. Um, let's see. Okay, I just want you to look at something in the sentence. Where is this? Okay, the first pieces of news read by the robots were on an imaginary earthquake in Tokyo and a raid by the FBI. So this is the third to last sentence in the first paragraph.
Yes.
So, okay, so my first question is, has anyone seen this before when we say pieces of news? Pieces of news.
Parts?
Parts. Yes.
Parts, it's more like items of news. because news is an uncountable noun, right? We can't say one news, two newses, right? That we can't say that. So we have to say pieces of news, which just means items or stories of news. Okay, good. And so what exactly is this sentence saying? The first pieces of news read by the robots were on an imaginary earthquake and a raid. Can someone rephrase this sentence to me in his or her own words?
What is the question, teacher? Sorry.
So that sentence, the first pieces of news read by the robots, blah, blah, blah. I was wondering if someone could tell me exactly what that sentence means.
Is specifically information in that news? I don't know, or something like that.
Okay, yeah. So it's, you're on the right track.
Or pieces of news is a part very important in the news.
Pieces of news are basically news stories. Okay, so here they're saying that the robots who were acting as the news anchors or news.
Oh, I know.
Okay, go ahead.
I think so that robots the first news he read is about earthquake in Japan or
An
yes?
earthquake, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But the earthquake was imaginary, right? It was not real.
Not real.
Yeah, not real, right? So the first news story was about an invented or a made-up event.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right, I have a few more questions. Bear with me. Okay, so in the next sentence, we have the word leading. What does leading mean?
Leading is something like a chief, or, for example, like a boss. Sorry. For example, I have a teamwork and a leadership, or something like that. The principal.
Good, yeah. So a leader is like the person who is in charge. When we use the adjective leading, we mean important. So a synonym of leading is important. Right? And it's often used with, in academic fields, you could say a leading professor on sociology, right? Or a leading scholar of math said blah, blah, blah.
Okay, teacher, could you write it for me, that example, please?
Yes. Like this. So a leading scholar in sociology, something like that. Okay, so it just means an important or prominent person.
Teacher, but why this word is with ing?
Okay, because so leader.
Sorry.
Sorry?
No, you.
Okay, so there's a difference between leader and leading. Okay, a few important differences. So first of all, leader, the word leader is a noun, right? It's the person. And so a leader can be anything from, it just means the person who is in charge, the person who is the head or the boss of a group. And
Okay,
then,
sorry, teacher, go ahead. For example, I am studying English here right now in that class, and I saw Elsa is clever than a lot of students here. Elsa is a leading of this class, for example. It's okay?
I think so, the teacher.
Okay, so it makes sense. It's kind of an unnatural example. So it's not something we would say, but you're on the right track. So yeah, no, it was a good example. So usually we use the word leading to describe experts.
I
Okay.
Experts in a
yeah.
field. So something that's very important, or someone who has an expert knowledge. And so yeah, so that's the important difference. So a leader, the word leader is a noun, it's the person, and leading is an adjective, and it is a way of describing a person or an idea. Is that a little bit more clear?
Yes, yes, good.
For
Okay.
me, no. I don't
Okay.
understand why we ing, because I think ing is for verb, no? For
Okay.
continuous
Yeah.
verb.
So you're thinking of the present continuous, which ends in ing. So
Yeah.
here, uh, so verbs ending in ing, this form, is often used as an adjective. It's very common, very frequent in English to have words that end in ing, and they're not in the present continuous. They're actually just serving as adjectives in the sentence. They
Okay.
describe a noun. So let's see. You could say the winning team, for instance. So here, look at the difference between the winning team and the team is winning. Okay, so let's look at the first sentence, or the first phrase, the winning team.
It's adjective.
It's an adjective, right? It's describing the team. So what type of team? The winning team. In the second sentence, is winning is the verb, and it's in, as you said, present continuous.
Okay.
So there's a slight difference,
Yes.
right? And so yeah, that's another example of an adjective that ends in ing. It's quite common.
Yeah. Thank you, teacher.
No problem. Okay. Good question. Absolutely, very good question.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. The last phrase in the first paragraph. For real. What does that mean?
Real is
Real life or something.
In context, he did not say when robots would read the news for real.
is something is happening in the moment.
Not
It's
quite.
happening. No.
Not quite. It's a little bit different. So here, for real means when they would read the news seriously, when they would actually work as the newscasters or reporters. Because up until now, they have only been telling imaginary news stories. They haven't actually been working as the newscasters. So for real means when that moment changes and they become the true newscasters.
Aye.
Okay.
Good. All right, any questions? I'll continue if not.
No question.
Okay. All right, I have a few more things. Okay. Sorry, what are my questions? We'll have more and more robots. Okay. The word increasingly. What does this mean?
More
To grow,
thing.
to grow, to
Yeah, so it comes from the verb to increase, which means to grow. What part of speech is this?
The robots.
No, increasingly. What part of speech is this?
I
Is
don't
it
know.
a noun? Is it a noun? Is it a verb? Is it an adjective?
What is the word in the text?
Sorry?
What is the word in the text?
It is in the last sentence. He added that robots are now not so expensive and so are increasingly becoming a part of everyday life.
Okay.
Mm.
With this increasingly,
Okay, so it essentially means more and more, or more frequently. And it's an adverb,
okay.
right? It's describing the verb are becoming. It's a verb phrase. Okay, so they're saying that increasingly, more and more, the robots are becoming affordable.
Okay.
Okay, so I just wanted to show the function of that word in the sentence. Okay, great. And are you familiar, my last question, with the verb to own?
Owning?
Uh,
Oh,
Owning.
to have.
Yeah, to have. So when you own something, that thing is yours. It is in your possession. Okay. All right. Any questions from you? Okay. So before we get to our discussion, I just want to check your comprehension of the article. So if you look in the right column, there's an activity that says true, false. Okay, I want everyone to take 2 or 3 minutes and do this activity by yourself, and then we will review it as a group.
okay.
Okay. Okay, so it's all right if you're not finished. We're going to review them together. So let's start. Can I have someone do letter A? Just read the sentence and tell me your answer.
Okay. Robots are reading the news on Japan's most popular news program. I think it's false.
It's false. Good. Why did you say false?
Because they are not reading. They are improved, no, with real notice.
Yeah, they're in the testing phase,
Yes.
right? And the trial phase. Good. Good. Very good, Julia. Okay. Letter B. Who can do letter B?
Me?
Okay, go ahead.
But I'm not sure.
Okay, no problem.
The news reading robots do not look at all human. I think it's false.
It's false. Good.
Okay.
Okay, so why were you unsure?
For the picture.
Uh,
Because
good
the
point,
text
right?
no say nothing about that.
Good.
So
Yeah. So the picture really doesn't look human. But
yeah.
yeah, in the article, it says the opposite, right? The second
Uh-huh.
sentence says they really look and act like human beings. Okay, good. But that's a good point about the picture. It's a pretty terrible photo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Good. Letter C. Ah, sorry, there's a mistake. It should say the robots can make people laugh with what they say. The
Fall.
robots can make. You think it's false?
Yes.
Why do
I
you think it's false?
Because I don't know. The robots only read. No.
Okay.
I think it's true because in some part of the article they say that they can do love to people.
They can make people laugh. Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
so do you remember if this one is actually true? The robots can make people laugh with what they say. It's true. Uh,
Okay.
so, but it's just they mention it in one small place in the text. And does anyone know exactly what they say? How do we
Yes.
know that this is true?
These ants and this is they Andronius Carter even sounding human and had a sense of humor.
Good, yeah. They had a sense of humor, right? Which means
Oh, yes,
they
yes.
can laugh and make other people laugh. Okay, very good. Good, that was a difficult one. Okay, letter D.
The creator of robots is actually a real newscaster. Is false.
It's false. Great. Who is the creator?
The robot creator is a leading robotics professor.
Excellent. Good, Oscar. Very good. Okay, letter E.
Fall.
True.
Japanese.
Okay, do we think it's true or false?
I think it's fall, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because I think it's good for the for the company, but for the people is they are worried for the
Mm,
future. But I don't know.
No, in the article in some place they this say that Japan is like robots because they are cute.
yeah, so it's
Oh yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, this one is true as well. And so it's saying so people in the West tend to have a not so positive view of robots, meaning basically that people in the West don't really like robots. We are kind of worried about them, right? And that is supported in the article. And where do we find evidence for this in the article?
Eh,
In which sentence?
in
Anyone?
the West, people think of them as a little scary.
Excellent. Good, Julia. Yeah, so people in the West think of them as a bit scary, which is obviously not a positive trait. Okay, so this one is true. Very good. All right. Letter G.
True.
True. Why is it true?
This is very important.
Okay. So this one is saying a robotics professor said robots would not be so important for us.
This is for false.
It's
Yeah,
false,
fall.
False.
right? Yeah,
Okay.
it's false because in the second paragraph, he said that they are becoming quite important, right? So he's saying the opposite.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and the last sentence, letter H.
Robots are now about the same price as a laptop computer. This is true.
Yeah, okay, and how do you know that?
Because they say robots are now become affordable, no different from owning a laptop, he said.
Good. Yeah, so there they make an indirect comparison between owning a laptop and owning a robot. And they're making that comparison in price, which means they're about the same price. Okay, good. Great job with that. Does anyone have questions?
No.
No.
Okay, so now I want to give you the opportunity for the rest of class to share your thoughts on this article. And I'll ask some questions, but I really want you to feel free to speak whenever you want and practice using English, right? The only rule is do not interrupt your classmates. And don't be afraid to make mistakes, right? Speaking practice is very, very important. Okay, so Erza, you mentioned before we read the article that you think you are a little bit concerned about robots. You think they're a little bit scary.
Yes.
Okay, so why
Well,
don't you explain why you think that or what exactly you think?
I scary, but not for them read. I scary because um I don't know. I think it's helpful for example for acquire a what is the pronunciation? Acquire
Spell it?
earthquake.
Can you write it?
Oh, I'm not sure, but I try. Uh, I think this is
Earthquake. Earthquake.
yeah,
Okay,
earthquake.
sorry. Okay, for an earthquake. Okay.
But I think so in the future. I don't know. Sometimes myself is um has a mistake.
Mhm.
So I think so in the future these robots uh, they will has a mistake and
Okay, they
they can
won't have any mistakes.
yes and they can kill some people
Mhm.
and I think so um, for other subject the subject for the work is I think so is less work
Mhm.
for the people.
Okay. Good. Yeah, so is this a good thing or a bad thing? If there's less work for the people.
Yeah.
Is
It's,
that a good thing or a bad thing?
no, it's bad.
It's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think that robots would take away some jobs from humans.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. All right. So I want to hear from the rest of the class. What do you think of Erza's comment? Do you agree with her? Do you disagree? How do you feel about robots and their role in the future?
Yes, maybe in the future the robots will help in some things, and in other things I agree with the other woman. I
Okay.
don't know the name, and they have we have to put some people out of her jobs.
Out of their jobs. Okay, so there could be some positives and some negatives.
Yes.
Okay. Oscar and Juan, what about you? What's your opinion?
My opinion, in the future, the robot is necessary for help from the labors on the what do you say? Injury labors for the humans.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's necessary for the not exposed or for the injury, and the robot made the labors.
Okay, labor that can be harmful.
Yes, harmful. Yes.
Okay. Okay, interesting. I think that's a good point. Good. And Juan, what do you think?
It's a practice and ability, technology. The the robots
Mm-hmm.
use you help a human.
Sorry, I can't hear you very well, Juan.
Repeat, please.
I can't hear you very well.
I don't understand. Repeat, please.
I cannot hear you.
Okay.
I cannot hear. I can't hear.
Where are you from, Juan Gabriel?
Yes.
Juan,
Where are
que
you
no te,
from?
no te escucho. I can't hear you.
Okay. I am from Colombia.
Okay.
Right? Yes.
Right.
Ahora sí.
Okay, so I said that that your sound is difficult to understand.
Yes.
The volume, the volume. Okay. But anyway, okay, so good comments. I'm curious. So imagine that there are robots in the future, right? Do you think that these robots should look like humans or should they look like machines?
I think they look that machine.
They should
It's
look like machines.
difficult. It's difficult that they look all like a woman, and like humans, just
Okay, why do you say that?
because it's difficult to to take or put a human in artificial things.
Okay. Okay, good. So you think it would be difficult to make something artificial really seem human?
Yes.
Okay. Other thoughts?
I don't know, teacher.
You don't know.
Because um, I think like robots, but I think so. The technology um is what is the word? Uh, each year
Mm-hmm.
more um spectacular.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I think so. Maybe uh, they can do something like human or something that.
Okay. So you think that it's possible to really make the robots look like humans?
I think so. Yes, but only for look, not for feeling or something that.
Okay. Okay. And do you think that that would be a good thing?
No.
No. It's a
No.
bad thing. It's a little bit creepy,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Any other comments on this? Should robots look like humans or should they look like machines?
Machine.
Machines. Tell me why.
If I uh, how do you say, se usan para trabajos
They use them for work?
difíciles.
For
Y-
difficult work.
Yes.
Okay.
O peligro, dangerous.
Yeah, for dangerous or difficult work. Okay. So in that for that reason, they should look like machines. Okay. Good. And have any of you, I'm curious, have any of you seen movies or read books about robots sort of being a part of the future?
Yes, yes.
I like
Okay, what movies or which books?
I
Ah,
Robot.
Sorry?
Yes, yes, I Robot.
The movie, the
I, Robot. I, Robot.
yeah, the Will
Oh,
I
Smith.
Robot.
oh, Will Smith. Will Smith, yes.
Will
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's another good one, Blade Runner. Have any of you
Ah,
seen this?
yeah.
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the whole premise of the movie is that robots start to look and act like humans, right? And so they can't tell who is a robot and who is a human, right? So they're kind of blurring the line or removing the boundary between human and robot. And it really is creepy. It's very scary.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. So we are unfortunately running out of time. Does anyone have questions or comments before we wrap up the class?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you all very much for coming to class and for participating. I appreciate your patience and your great comments during the discussion. Okay? So I hope to see all of you again soon.
Thanks.
Okay? Bye. Have a great
Bye.
day, everyone.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.
Bye.